into this ninth round, of course. Now, considering that these two, they've played against each other on train already once before. It went into double overtime, ending 25-21 for Ago. So narrowly missed out there for Endpoint. Can they turn that around in, what, a matter of 5-6 hours? Can they come back and take revenge on this map?
Well, that's a good question. Revenge is a dish best served cold. Yet, question is, can Ago serve it at all? Are they going to be breaking the plates by the time they get to the table, or just, you know, breaking the glasses and not even getting out of the bar stool? But in any case, this is going to be a tough match, if you ask me. Since Ago, if we take in consideration this is their map pick, sure enough, you know, they also have a great amount of games already played on train, win rate wise as well. They're doing pretty well. The one concern for me is their mental state, their mental position. You know, how are they going to be feeling as a squad? How is this going to impact them since they just lost Vertigo? And as I said, it is more of a random map for them a little bit in that sense. It's not exactly a set in stone map. Still, it is going to have an effect, an adverse one perhaps. In any case, the pistol is going live, ladies and gents. It's train. It is time to see if perhaps Ago can make this work and pull us into the third and final map of the night.
Yeah, it's going to be Endpoint that will be starting on that CT side yet again, like we saw on Vertigo. We can see that definitely benefited them in that first map, so we'll see what the second can bring. It's going to be Robin playing for that aggro push, the flashbang, beautiful. No kills off of the back of it, though. It's actually Groovy that does all the work. A little bit of a missed time, perhaps, or just a real unfortunate situation. Mighty Max gets 2, but again, it is Fiku that returns down to a 3-on-2, and well, all down to Crucial now, unfortunately. But if anyone can, Crucial can. With the way that he's been playing tonight, it is some mad shots that we could potentially see, but not this time. Groovy to clean the round up, and it's Ago that start productively into the pistol.
Well, they start off pretty strong. It was, of course, Endpoint that gave them that chance with the push through Ivy. Both players being unsuccessful in their take. It does strike me as odd that Endpoint would be that aggressive in the pistol. But then again, you know, it is Endpoint. We said that they're going to be taking advantage. They're going to be trying to put themselves at a big precipice and, you know, not fall off of it. Furlan, though, quick to push through Olaf. He's already in hell, and in this case, good nade control. Mighty Max gets a free frag, and, well, all of a sudden, a 5-on-4 where things will get a little bit complicated if Ago do not play this one smart. They do have an AK and SG to work with, so the two weapons they cannot afford to lose before anybody else. And, oh, Oscar is blinded, still gets the frag. Scrubby finds the second, and that's going to be a 3-on-3. Thomas, and a nice return.
Yeah, at least able to trade it back. MHL pins the precision there, though. Catching the head of Surreal on that boost, leaving Crucial into the 1-on-3. 27 health left, and unfortunately not going to survive, of course. Second on the board for Ago. Clean start so far, of course, an eco to come from that CT side. Should be giving a little 3-0 like we saw on Vertigo as well. It's been a pretty good conversion rate of Ago when it comes down to the pistols. They are 3-3 at the moment. Obviously, they won the first on Vertigo, took the second, able to pull it back to 9-8, and then obviously have now taken this one as well. So pistol's been pretty good for them so far. It's crazy that Endpoint lost both, but still won the game quite comprehensively. I think that's a little bit of a embarrassment on the side of Ago, unfortunately, that they had that many free rounds, like 6+ to be able to work with, but still couldn't find the deal. Groovy tagged down low for this one. It is a full eco, but they will pull back from that B-bomb site. But Ago just don't want to get too comfortable here. Endpoint, we saw what they could do on train just a matter of hours ago. They took them into, what, 46 rounds of this map.
Yeah.
They do not want to take anything lightly when it comes down to these situations. They know what Endpoint can do.
That's the thing. They definitely do, as Crucial will be getting a bit of a spot. Ago still very careful, very keen and aware of their surroundings. I love the way they will try to come out of Ivy in this case and just pincer maneuver the A site. One from main and one from Pop. Gives them a great amount of control to work forward for. Crucial, you gotta be kidding me! Crucial,
oh, no!
As Robin finds one more, Fiku salvages that one. 100% certainty. Almost gone with a blink of an eye as Mighty Max is left alone. He's about to drop dead. Luckily enough, Fiku does smell the blood in the water, but that is a close call. That is a very close call.
Thankfully, do not lose themselves a full eco round, fortunately. Endpoint do get a lot of money off of the back of that, though. It will see Crucial being able to front the purchase on the AWP as well, as he'll find full Kevlar with that one. Decent utility for everybody, and thankfully a defuse kit on Mighty Max as well, so they have everything they would need at this point. But Ago, they are going to, again, just take that slowdown. No reason to aggress into main. We know that Endpoint are going to be putting pressure on those sorts of angles. You could see the same for Crucial in the top of Heaven as well, as he'll be just trying to play for that early peak. But that nade could do a little bit of damage. Yeah, not too much though. Robin kept on 92, going to be sitting up closer. See if he can get the headshot angle. But again, it's a slow round from Ago, and rightly so. First gun round of Endpoint. They'll just want to be feeling out, see what they can muster up here. And most importantly, they want to be keeping this game clean. They know that if they take the first gun round, it is keeping most likely a 5-0 scoreline in their hands, and setting a good precedence for the T side thus far. Robin, though, again, he can hear Groovy moving around. He knows there's footsteps up there and wants to be able to see if he can get his prying eyes ready. 50 seconds, though, and Ago, now they'll revert into their setup. Looks like it's going to be an A bomb site execution. Smoke's getting ready over the top, and Endpoint, he should be starting to draft in that rotate fairly soon from Crucial. Get him out towards Connector. They're going to need him fairly soon, because now here comes the barrage of Molotovs. Endpoint have to be prepared for this one.
They do have to be prepared. Mighty Max from back 6. He finds the first, falls down. Now he's in the safe haven of his teammates. The crossfire needs to be set up, though he's wide angling still. Robin was able to find one in between as Oscarish and MHL return. This is a little bit better at least. But Ago, they have the bomb now planted. Time is ticking. Crucial, though. A very vital shot. I believe he sees one more, at least spotted one in sandwiches. Robin, yeah, finds the final connection, and there it is. Surreal locks out the round. That is going to be the first Endpoint. The gun round goes as successfully as it could be.
Beautiful little round from Endpoint, keeping 3 alive as well. And most importantly, look at this already. Surreal bagged himself that secondary AWP. That is what they were going to be looking for. They've claimed that one off of the body of MHL, of course. And again, the money on that T side, it is a little bit up and down somewhere. Fiku's not been telling the taxman about all his money, because he's got 7,700, while the rest is so stark broke. So it is just going to be a hero AK buy for him, leaving the rest down on to just Kevlar. Not too sure why MHL and Groovy didn't upgrade into pistols, considering they've bought Kevlar as well. But nevertheless, it is going to be most likely Endpoint bagging round number 2, being able to get pretty much the exact same start as what we saw on Vertigo. This was how it transpired back in that first map as well, with Ago getting the first 3, Endpoint getting 3 afterwards, and taking the lead from there on out. And that double AWP as well, something that we sort of really shone a lot of importance to onto Dust 2. It was quite the nice setup with Surreal. Hopefully that can be in compatible use again here, but Ago and Ivy stack, we'll see what they can muster up, but it's a first kill and a second already for them. I realize now that that Kevlar, of course, was to just chuck around the hero SG between every player possible, but doesn't even matter, because, well, Crucial and Mighty Max just getting all the jobs done. AWPs really bringing it home there, and here we go, second on the board for Endpoint. Ago, they're not even really that secure to buy. They are going to invest anyway, but it's a bit of a lackluster round in terms of utility.
Definitely a bit of a lackluster round that does end up with the victory for Endpoint. Luckily enough, they keep both ops alive, and the majority of their players alongside it. And again, we return to this double op setup that we already saw be a problem for Singularity to deal with. And Ago, I fear they might not be fully aware what they're setting themselves into. And this Heaven control, or excuse me, upper B controlled by Crucial, needs to be well executed. He does tag onto Grubby, doesn't get the frag, but equally so gets tagged. And it is an exchange of information, if you will, with Endpoint getting the better deal, since they are now aware there's a chance this could go for a B execution itself. Oh, that nade could do a little bit of damage, and yup, it does it does a great deal of damage. Surreal checks the corners. Fiku gets caught, and the execution yet to even come, huh? Go, they're gonna be so late to this party, they won't even get any of the booze as Crucial finds one more.
Oh, he's just doing it all.
Yeah, that's a wrap.
Ago just absolutely destroyed there. They will try and head for that save. It might even force Robin to go for a little bit of a peek here. Oh, Oscarish. Oh, that's so unlucky for Groovy. Oscarish faking the bait jump there, but it's Groovy that receives the full force of that. Down to just Oscarish now, and you can see that the economy is well and done right now here for this T side. It is down to Oscarish, and yeah, Robin gonna make light work of that. 3-3 as the score is tied. It's going to be an eco for Ago, unfortunately. They will be able to generate max round loss bonus after this round loss, of course, but even so, it is not a good spot for them so far. It's Endpoint that seem to have gained that confidence early in this first half. They'll be still running that double AWP setup, and honestly, Endpoint, they have been really impressive tonight so far.
Yeah, they have. I mean, this is a lot better than what I expected. It certainly is an improvement from the last time I saw them play. It was against Alternate Jackson. I believe they did actually get a victory out of it, a 2-1 victory.
Yeah.
It wasn't the best, but, you know, it wasn't too shabby as well. In any case, though, they are proving to be a tough opponent and seem to be pretty much prepared for this tournament to the best of their capabilities. And I'm loving what I'm seeing, really I am. And it's nice to have this mix mash of players from all around Europe work together in unison, in tandem, and provide some quality CS for everybody to enjoy. It very much reminds me of the Mikelele squads that we were seeing for the past year or so. So, you know, in my mind, there is potential here.
Especially for a nice little squad that, again, unfortunately with players like Robin, you don't have any chance of making it to a minor or a major, unfortunately. Robin is unvac banned now, isn't he? He is. Obviously, it was proven that he didn't cheat, and he actually was just, I think it was a problem with the VAC, so he is actually unbanned. So he actually, Endpoint can actually qualify for minors now, interestingly enough. So, yeah, this squad really does have potential, especially if they can start getting more online events under their belt. I know they're receiving quite a decent number of invites now, and this squad is starting to really have that potential. I think Crucial likes a Penny roster. I mean, obviously was on Diffuse Kids in his hometown or home country, of course, but with the potential that this man had and snapped up nicely by some European squads, he really has come out of his shell and showing such a prowess for that AWP now. However, Mighty Max picking up the secondary AWP on train. It was Surreal on Dust 2 this time. That role has been swapped over. Not going to go for the peak just yet. Keep himself safe. Crucial's watching that angle, so they have the support already in place. No AWP for MHL either. Ago running just a dry 5-man rifle setup, but it's Crucial. That is good for the first. A nice entry, and Ago, you can see they are getting
Robin.
Really ran over right now. Beautiful spam by Robin.
So far, a good hold. So far, they are able to pull themselves together. With the early start of Ago being a little bit of a nuisance, they don't seem to be overly affected. Yeah, Thomas, that angle was pretty hard to hit. I mean, you have an AK, sure, it's an immediate kill if you hit the head, but just hitting it already from that point is quite difficult. Again, he wins the duel. The spray is accurate. The response a little bit late, yet he still gets it. And Oscarish, he does finally return the favor, but unfortunate enough that's the only thing he can do. And here comes the replay. Crucial. We've said it time and time again. He's been a stalwart defender for his team and a pretty damn decent opper. Also, I'm not sure how they do it, but that kill into Pop was crazy, man. It's nice to see it.
Endpoint really utilizing some of these spammable sort of positions on this map. Flashbang out. They don't actually see Furlong get out. That's twice that he's been able to do that now, although, of course, using the mandatory Molotovs. A push down Ivy will give Mighty Max a bit of a headache, but handles it quite nicely at least. Robin in that stop sign position does get at least taken out, but again, Thomas there for the trade, and I'm not too sure they're aware of his position. Well, now they definitely are. MHL last man alive, and of course, not going to get anything this time. I mean, looking at that previous half, or previous game that they played on Train, these two, just a few hours ago, it was Endpoint that got the first 3 rounds, AGO making it an 8-7 end to the first half. Obviously, of course, as it did go into overtime. But so far, Endpoint, they are 2 rounds away from, or even 1 round away, sorry, from equaling what they got in the first half against AGO just a few hours ago. So they have really stepped it up at the moment, and AGO do seem to be struggling. And you can tell they've started to struggle because they've brought out a T-side AWP on MHL, and that is where the impact comes. A first entry, something they might have wanted to do a couple of rounds ago, but it's crucial again that already denies. Furlando looking for the aggro, but Thomas says no. Oscarish, good trade at least, making some of the damage returned, but still down to a 3-on-3.
Piku, though, finally taking matters into his own hands. And they've heard Robin drop down from Pop, I believe. That would make the most sense. Robin, of course, realizing that he has to go hero from 0 to hero or just die. Well, unfortunately, it is going to be the former. But at 6-4 and with the money in the bank for Endpoint, it's not really a concern if it is going to be a rebuy or not. It's more of a concern, what are you going to buy? Crucial, of course, the op is up immediately. The second op, yep, that's what I was wondering. Is it going to be coming in?
Nice, okay.
With the second op up, I feel like Endpoint need to change up their setup a little bit. In that sense that they need to put both ops in an aggressive stance, like we see here, Crucial from Connector, and like we see Mighty Max and Ivy. There's the frag. That's what I was meaning to say, basically. They prove my point without me needing to say it. And right now, out of main, 2 players trying to enter into Olaf. Unfortunate enough, Thomas again wins the duel as Furlan gets caught red-handed. This is not looking too sweet on the money anymore for AGO.
Yeah, this is a big turnaround, especially just after getting a good round like that. You'd want to see them starting to reset Endpoint in terms of economy, but again, it is not the case. Even Robin picking up a 3rd AWP in this position. Thomas taking out Fika, and it's an instant reset here in the hands of AGO, unfortunately. It does leave Oscarish to find 1 kill at least, but 16 points of health, and with Robin already on the hunt, he should not be getting very far, unfortunately, and there's the job done. Not going to keep that 3rd AWP either, of course. No reason to. Endpoint sitting comfortably yet again. And still, economy is on the ropes once more for this T side. They might just go for a rebuy, but they're going to need a couple of seconds to talk about that. Ruby can provide an AK purchase or even an AWP drop to MHL, throw out an AK for himself. I think they should go for the buy here, considering that Oscarish and Furlan can invest as well. But still, Endpoint, they are at that position in this first half where they were just a few hours ago, with still plenty of rounds in the back pocket. This is a massive improvement on what they got in the previous. It's maybe showing signs of massive improvement or just a sheer momentum turnaround for this British side, because right now they are putting AGO to sleep, unfortunately. And yeah, here comes the rebuy, it seems. Or is it just Groovy going hero? I think it might just be, actually.
The point I was making at the start of this game, or just as the map started, was that mental fortitude, that mental capacity that AGO will be struggling with. Well, excuse me, not capacity, rather, but mental shield, if you want to put it like that. How well are they going to be able to keep their comms proper and organized? How well they're going to be able to keep their emotions well subdued until the right time? And it looks like it is starting to fail them a little bit. Endpoint is getting the better hand of most of the engagements, and it's not even about missing the shots. It's about just being a bit too disorganized. AGO, every single gun round so far has been going pretty much the same. They start to entry, they get an entry or 2, but immediately beforehand they lose a player, or in the trades they lose 2 or 3, no response, and then they wait out a little bit, and they don't really do anything with the kills they get. As we can see, finally, for the first time in this game, in this half, we're seeing a B execution, and it's not exactly set to be a good one either. This is not looking too good.
Such an easy shutdown right now here from Endpoint. These AWPs have been such a nuisance for AGO to be handling here. Eco is close into the oil train, actually, has not yet been spotted. Crucial will get picked off the same at least, and making a couple of frags damage, but would not be an overall overwhelming effect. And yeah, there we go. Endpoint able to lock out the round itself. 8 on the board. And AGO once again struggling here so far. A rebuy to come, of course, and MHL back on that AWP. I think they've realized now that this is pretty much mandatory to battle the 2 double AWPs from Endpoint. So That is where they've got to really bring out the fight. They can't really afford to be running 5 rifles, so unfortunately MHL does have to take that hit whether he wants to or not on this T side at the moment. But Endpoint, if they win this round, they're going to be coming out of this first half already with double digits, and that is going to be a real pain in the head for Ago, as they'll be on that T side with very minimal outcome right now. And honestly, if they do end this with a 10-5, 11-4 in terms of Endpoint success, with how good that their T side has been all day, you really favor them to be locking out this game and actually securing the series scarily, which I think when we look at the win percentage on Train, that's why we can't take statistics as they come, because things can just really change. MHL, the main AWP of Ago, already shut down here, and well, this is a great start. VQ dead as well. Pop dog controls, sure, but it means absolutely nothing. Endpoint are on a tear right now. Oh, look at Surreal as well. He could get the entire round done here.
And Oskarish, he watches the flank for a second. Grubby watches the flank for a second, and a second later, it is Surreal with another surreal timing. And it is insane how well they're hitting these moments. It's not even about being clean. Look at the legitimately Grubby and Oskarish both were watching the angle. Oskarish turns, Grubby watches it. A split second later he turns, and split second later it's Surreal coming to say hello, goodbye, and good night. And that is a 9th round to Endpoint. They are making easy progress in this first half, and if they're playing this good on the CT, bro, how the hell are they going to be playing on the T?
Yeah, that's the scary part, right? If Endpoint are unleashing this sort of madness right now, what are they going to be getting further onwards? Mighty Max able to find the entry. The spray by Thomas. Good enough for 1 and damages Groovy as well. This is double digits for certain here at this point. Endpoint just absolutely dominating Thomas through the smoke with 2. And they'll work out the position of Furlan eventually. It should be a simple shutdown. He does get away with 1 and a snappy second as well, but it is Thomas that will get the job done here. Going to be keeping up their AKs as well. They know that so much money's in their presence. They don't need to worry about rebuying that secondary AWP here. But it's 10. It is an absolutely astounding improvement from Endpoint here on this half, to consider that just previously they got what? I think it was 7 rounds on their CT side, or 7 or 8 rounds, sorry, on their CT side. Now they've got 10, maybe even 11th as well with the way that they've been playing, but it's a massive turnaround from this British side right now. They are really performing here.
It really is, isn't it? And we can see that right now Ago is scrambling for answers, and there are none to come as Thomas speaks out with a perfect timing of the flash with Mighty Max in tandem, gets himself a free frag. Fiku out of the question. Oh, no. Okay, thank God. For a second there, I was like, Thomas, are you really going to be
thought he
pushing
was about
that smoke?
to there, yeah.
Yeah, it's like, that would be a bit too much. I mean, cockiness or not, that would be too much. Luckily enough, this is still a chance for Ago to perhaps turn this round in their favor. Of course, that means that they're going to have to do some hard work, some big work, but not impossible. That's the one thing they have to be clutching on to right now. Their current position is dire indeed, but T side, it's not the worst. At 11-4 or at 10-5, you can still salvage it moving into the CT side. Yeah. In any case, how does this go now?
Nice little aggressive push into CT spawn, at least 40 seconds on the clock here. They should realize with that smoke that was down that there could be someone deep embedded into this CT spawn right now. Yeah, you can see with Crucial on the minimap, he is watching that very, very eagle-eyed. With 25 on the clock, there's got to be a move at some point. Thomas might just get the snap here, and yeah, that's exactly the case. Furlan going to be finished off. Robin does get traded back. That was inside of what I could appear to be inside of Pop Dog, but it doesn't even matter. Mighty Max spots out a second, realizes Oskarish now the timing. The bomb has to go down. It's not even possible. They'll clean it up before there's even a chance. 11-4 and an absolutely dominant performance that sees Furlan down on 2 kills in 15 rounds. It has been a rough one for Ago here.
It really has, hasn't it? And with the second half coming around the corner, and with the T side of Endpoint, if I was Ago, I would very much be trembling in my pants, because you know how quickly this could turn against you, especially with the quality that Endpoint have shown us on their T side itself. Although, you know, this is where it comes into mind. T-side is extremely difficult to play on train if you don't have a set execute, if you don't have a set prepared plan, and you don't keep to your plan and you don't keep to your communication and team play, you're going to be suffering a lot, and there can quickly be a turn of events here for Argo that goes their way. Although, Endpoint, with the pistol got live, seems like a B execution.
Yeah, I like in this from Endpoint. Very, very concise, direct. They've got the two smokes. They'll be able to block off that connector angle, making sure they get it down early. Only problem is, as soon as those smokes are down, it is going to force a full rotate. It's very late, though. That's as soon as those smokes are coming in, that should be the rotate point. No, the bomb's already down, and they're not even through CT spawn yet. That's how slow they were. Furlan able to at least trade for one, but this now allows Endpoint to deep embed themselves here in this position. Thomas might be caught, though. Yes, he is. MHL at least keeping it alive. A 4-on-3 so far, making a 4-on-2. There we go. Oh. Finally, Argo able to do some good as they pick up the pistol round, the smoke on the bomb, the kit to close it out, and there we have it. Endpoint going to be giving up the pistol. It's Argo that are on 4 out of 4 pistols, but still look at the scoreline.
Yeah. It's not exactly pretty. It's... At the very least, they get the pistol. That's the one thing, right? That's the thing. We can kind of try to sugarcoat it a little bit. And obviously, the pistols are not as vital as they used to be. Economy is very different from 2 years ago. I could dare say that I actually preferred the old economy to the current meta, because it gave more importance to tactics rather than just straight up duels. You did have to be a bit more careful with your money. Sure enough, it did screw up a lot of teams when they screwed up and kind of destroyed their chances. But with the new economy, the good thing for Argo is that they will have a fighting chance. That's the thing. Although it doesn't really favor them since they won the pistol. But in any case, should be a simple 6th point for Argo without too much of an issue. Unless somehow they drop the ball on this and just get absolutely eviscerated by those Deagles, which I sincerely doubt. We are looking at the first gun round as the real test of mettle and the real test to prove who is the better team in this second half.
Yeah, quite a simple round should be coming up for Argo here with that eco. They have got a couple of pistols to play with again, but it's nothing really too intensive that should be giving Argo any sort of headache, so thankfully there should be no reason to be struggling here. 34 seconds on the clock as Endpoint will begin to make their way through the smoke here as Oscarish on the reverse side. Are they going to try and challenge through this fading smoke? Yeah, they might be here. Waiting to see what sort of damage they can do, but unfortunately absolutely nothing. Crucial. Last man as he tries to come out of Ivy, see if he can get anything, but not the case. Like you said, though, that round not particularly too important for Endpoint. This is the one that matters now, though, as it will be Endpoint onto their full buy. 5 rifles, no AWP for Crucial, but we saw he was running that kind of setup on Dust 2 as well, so again, there is no reason to be alarmed. 5-round barrier for the CT side, or for the T side, sorry, as they have to go into their first gun round here. Full set to utility. MHL still down onto a scout. They're keeping some lesser weapons on the field as well. The MP9 and the FAMAS would definitely cause a bit of an issue for Argo, perhaps. A little nade. But you can see Endpoint. What is their T side going to offer us? Ooh. Oh, I don't think they were... Oh, that's good bait as well right now. They've shot through the wall as if... Oh, okay, never mind. There we go. CQ, good knowledge.
Thing is, it's too good of a bait to be true, right?
Yeah.
And that's, like, the play that Endpoint was going for here, I get it. They want to be bamboozling their opponents, but when there's somebody in pop, you better don't do something like that, because just a random spray will get you, and that's what happened here. A random spray got him. And it sounds weird, but it is true. And Fiku, imagine if he wasn't here.
Yeah.
Then, obviously, Endpoint would have wasted a smoke, would have wasted a flash and a little bit of time. But then again, they would have gotten pop control for free. And that probably signals the end of the round, since with pop control, they pretty much control the main part of this map. Although, Ago, they're not out of the blue yet. This is not an easy engagement to win compared to what they have to go up against.
Oh, look at the timing as well. Oscarish is not aware of that second man that's out onto Electric. Furlan, though, he definitely was. Takes out both Crucial and Mighty Max. Robin, last man alive with very minimal time on his hands, will try and do as much damage on the exit as possible. Does get away with one, but it is MHL to wrap things up. 11-7, Ago keeping the fight up here in this game. And now with the economy of Endpoint, unfortunately, at its low, he will have to take an eco. Not too sure why Thomas did elect to go down the ladder there. It was a bit of an amateur choice, let's say, although only one eco round necessary here to revert the damage done in the previous round. So 11-8 looking likely, although look at this. A nice little nade stack that they've got ready for us, it seems. They'll be getting their HGs thrown down, see what damage they can do. Unfortunately, not a lot, though. Oscarish left onto 44, not massively inflicting him. Should be a fairly simple round, all things considered, but Endpoint, we know how good their T-side has been all day. If they can start popping off with the gun round next, Ago will again be in a lot of trouble, but so far so good at denying that and keeping Endpoint at least at bay for now to push toward that double digits for the CT side.
Yeah, the monsters are not yet released, that is true. But I would be concerned if I was Ago. Their money is not exactly looking too bright as well. We gotta keep in mind they are dependent upon their economy, and a loss could bring a great deal of troubles. And MHL, just the one frag might not yet be enough. Fiku comes out to play. Luckily enough, Oscarish with the support to come through. The bomb is planted.
Oh, yeah.
So, you know, in this sense, it is a worthwhile round for Endpoint. They actually get quite a little bit out of it. That's about it.
Not too bad of a round. Endpoint getting the plant gives them that little bit of extra cash. They know that the AWP is still in play, so might determine the factor of whether Crucial brings out his own AWP or not, and with plenty of money, they might just elect to do that. But this is where Endpoint should start to, or look to, get their gun rounds underway. This T-slide, yeah, straight into the AWP for Crucial, as to be expected. The rest onto those rifles, of course. But if Ago can take this one, we'll start to see a replica of that previous best of one that they played, where it will start to become a lot closer. Endpoint will have that chance to, again, just play for this gun round, but it is Ago that will be looking to pick up the pace here. They win this one, and most likely it's double digits, and this game becomes a hell of a lot closer. So far, so good for Endpoint. At least they've got that little bit of a buffer zone to play with. Crucial nearly caught off in that early angle there, but it is Groovy that will fall back and just play for that little bit of a safer approach. But I'm liking it from Ago so far. Their CT side looking a lot more comprehensive than what we saw in the first half.
That was definitely looking tougher and better. Robin? Oh, close call. That nade didn't go as far as it could have and as it should have, but Furlan, he is having a few plans in mind, and Robin, the sneaky Robin, will fly away. Gonna be a bit of a tough nut to crack here, but the two men defending B site are easily takeable if they hit the timings correctly. Grubby, though, never mind. That is gonna be a successful first pick, and with Robin low HP, it does present a cause for concern for Endpoint. Here comes the play in heaven. MHL, there's the connection. Mighty Max, though, does refrag. Crucial finds the second. Wait a hole. Wait a moment. Where the hell was that second kill? In connector?
Seemed like it, yeah.
My god, that must have been a sick shot, but Fiku on the flank, and of course with that secured, I think, yeah, it pretty much now signals the end of the round. Never mind, Mighty Max gets one, but yeah, okay, still. Ago. The 9th is theirs. And as you said, double digits, they're around the corner now. Finally.
Yeah, round loss bonus and the bomb plant, I think, is going to give Endpoint a further buy, so they can contest to stop Ago getting that double digits, and that is definitely going to happen here. So much money on them to be able to purchase. Do they go for an AWP? That's the question. Yes, they do. Keeping Crucial on that AWP. They do have to as well. MHL and Furlan picking up the double AWP setup, so they really needed that sniper up on the board, thankfully. But this is where the game comes a lot closer. It was the second half that was the turning point for Endpoint back in the best of one, but it seems completely the other way around this time. Furlan, nice shot onto Crucial. That's the AWP taken off the server already. That's a great start. As soon as you can keep him debilitated, Fiku, there's the double. Round's already gone at this point. Argo reaching double digits, and Endpoint, their T side has really not got going so far. They have, I believe, yet to get around on the board as far as I can tell.
Yes, they have yet to pick up a round at all, excuse me. This would now be the 6th round in a row for Argo, and certainly they're no longer underperforming, we can say. Their CT defense seems to be up to snuff, and I gotta point out that I'm kind of surprised that Endpoint are playing that aggressive towards Ivy, especially when they know there's a full buy in question. Crucial, of course, the man just jumping across the edge with a full blinded face. It's a weird decision to see. But you give an opportunity to Furlan, and he's certainly going to take it. By the way, Fiku as well, with that double in pop.
Yeah.
I want to know what Endpoint is thinking in that case, because if you know that somebody's playing pop, if we take, for example, in this case, obviously Fiku, but if you take, for example, Boomich, when you know he's playing pop, you will be certainly putting a few Molotovs down there, a few nades before you drop down. You're not just going to be challenging it straight up, because you screw up, you lose that round. And so far, Endpoint, they are starting to bleed a little bit.
Yeah, taking a bit of a crumble, unfortunately, in this T side. Especially with Argo keeping 5 players alive. That just adds to insult to injury, unfortunately, for Endpoint. The money will start to stack up for this squad now. They'll get the 5-man on a very nice little cash sum here. Endpoint going to be unfortunately brought down onto what is a bit of a scrappy buy, obviously, with Max and Robin not saving, or saving. They get no money off of the back of this, so it might even have to be a double eco just to accommodate, unless they can pick up a round like this. Oh, that could have been a good start, but Robin, unfortunately, that is not going to be the case for him. Fielding that AWP and tried to go for the early pick, but sadly not the case this time. Even so, good start for Argo on this on the CT side. Like you said, it's 6 in a row so far. They have kept it clean in the second half. Should be able to do so for this one as well. Leveled it off at the 11 points and make it 7 in a row for them. This is a real good CT performance so far. And see what Endpoint have to offer in their next gun round, but it seems like Argo, from somewhere, they've just found that bit of momentum that has switched the entire game and is now making, seems like, a third map, or at least the conversation of it seem a lot more likely than what we saw at the end of the first half, that's for certain.
Oh, that's absolutely true. Argo, I was, as I said, worried about their mental escape and how well they will be able to take that loss. And the way the game started at 11-4 in the half, I was nearly prepared to say goodbye to them, right? But this is a miraculous return, as I would definitely attribute it to the IGL, and if I'd had to guess, it's probably Oskarish keeping the high spirits as well. Ooh, that's a bit of a miss though. Furlan, that's a chance he's not going to get a second time. Grubby, luckily enough, shuts down Surreal as Thomas falls. It will leave a widening gap in the defense of Endpoint. The bomb does get planted. Still, though, I have to say, shouldn't be too much of a concern here for Argo to close out the round successfully.
I see Max saving that AK as well, as he'll be heading into the next round with a rifle in hand. That bomb plant does actually give a lot to Endpoint, thankfully. With a little bit of extra cash in the bank, and Max does not want to be losing that one there, unfortunately. Thankfully, saving that up here. Well, Endpoint. Still no tactical pause, interestingly. Lost 7 in a row, but haven't called for attack. Which you'd be... a lot of other managers or coaches would not let that happen. Ross, not feeling like it's necessary as of yet. He would like to see one called if this round goes a little pear-shaped. Maybe that's what he's waiting for. Have the team back on a full buy, see how they perform for this one. I think attack is necessary, though, if things go wrong in this one. So we'll see what... not just Ross as well, but the IGL do to trade off here in this round. If they lose this one, it is Aggo really starting to generate a lot of momentum. Thomas, great entry though, shut Fiku out. That's exactly what you need. Oscarish, second man to fall as well. A great start here. Endpoint with a good, crucial couple of kills, and Furlan forced to back away. That gives up not just sound, but positioning as well. Flash over the top to allow the peek. This might just get a little bit worse right now because they spot info on 2. Oh, and crucial. That might just be the nail in the coffin. A 5-on-2, and it seems like Endpoint might just be getting their first round here on the CT side.
Yeah, D side certainly has been a problem for them, and well, it will be a clean one. What say you for that, sir? And, well, clean one, maybe not yet. MHL might be able to take a few prizes with him before he falls. That is a sick flick by MHL. Extremely difficult to hit when you do it that quickly and, you know, 2 players looking you down the line. But that will be the first one to Endpoint as Aggo can, well, finish their streak of 7 rounds in a row. Yeah. Which is quite amazing compared to what they had to start with and how poor of a start they had in general. But the match ball is going to be called, I presume, a technical?
Yeah. Seems like Oscarish has a little bit of an issue. Hopefully, nothing too massive there.
Yeah. They'll solve it ASAP, no problem.
Finally. Endpoint going to get off the mark. It took them a sweet minute to be able to pick up that first round. It is still their lead that they have, of course. They've allowed Aggo right up to the ultimately tying point of this game, but still they are alive and kicking. Interestingly, when we take a look at Endpoint's train games, they do let a lot of these games go sort of 16-11. They've had a couple of times, actually. They did beat Illuminar 16-8 just a few days ago, which was, again, an interesting game considering they had a real solid T-side performance. They were able to take 9 rounds in a row on their T-side to be able to lock out the 9-6 half. Interestingly enough, we've not really seen that performance emulated against Aggo here today, but maybe this is a sign of change. You can see that despite winning 7 rounds in a row for Aggo, they lose 1. They're pretty much down in the dirt after this round. They lose it in terms of economy, so if Endpoint can win this round, it is pretty much make or break for Aggo in terms of actually not being able to post a rebuy scarily.
That's definitely something that Aggo needs to be very much concerned about. They can't allow themselves to be caught in the wind again with their belongings flying in the wind. And we can see that bit of a passive approach by Endpoint. They're starting to take slow turn as they're looking for a B execution. Aggo is quite concerned about it. They've kept 2 players on the site all this time. The flank by Robin coming in through Ivy. And I'm fairly certain in this current position that Aggo might actually start ignoring Ivy altogether. And, well, the execution towards B, first, a bit of a fake, a bit of a test, just to see the response from their opponents. Here comes the real test of metal, though. The pop flash and the execution. Furlan and Grubby. There we go, though. Robin, the flank. It's useless now. Way too late. Way too useless. And 12-12. Aggo. They won't be concerned about their money any longer.
It is time for attack pause, though, here on the side of Endpoint. They need something. They've got 1 round, and they cannot afford to be dipping back into old ways here. They just need a couple of seconds to discuss things. Still no tack pause to be called, which is, considering they've got a coach in the server, is actually quite a disgrace, to be honest. When you've got 4 tactical pauses in a half, I think, or in a map itself to be using, this is a perfect point to take one. You're back onto a full buy. You have things to work with here. And Oscarish, he's already putting the first nail in. Crucial, thankfully, land himself a trade. Max, a beautiful jiggle peek. Nice little AD to shut down Fiku. Into a 4-on-3 now. Endpoint, do not let go of this situation. This could be make or break. Aggo, they are playing very carefully, though, and Oscarish on the back of the bomb site could be a menace yet again, though, especially with Furlan being drafted in,
Unfortunate enough, he just got noted, and as Robin takes down 1. A miss by Crucial is not very likely to be given again, as Mighty Max shuts down Furlan, though. It's down to Grubby, the lineup. Mighty Max. Excuse me, Crucial, not Mighty Max. Almost losing his life as well. But Grubby, 17 or 16 HP, not exactly in the best of positions. But the flank could actually work. Oh, I love how Grubby immediately as he gets tagged starts running towards Ivy and just takes the cake, right? Just tries to do this best he can. And I'm fairly
This is a
certain
winner.
right now. Oh God.
Oh.
Oh God. I'm fairly certain this could actually work, Grubby. I know this is crazy, but he might actually win this. Oh, the drop down,
Oh my
crucial.
God.
He goes to watch behind. Unfortunate enough, though, that in the end it loses him too much time as Mighty Max is already ready for the flank take. And that's going to be 13 to Endpoint the money. You were speaking about it earlier, how, you know, Ago cannot afford to lose it, cannot afford to break. Yeah, that exactly happens as they have to take a bit of a wild turn right now. Wild guess what to do, and yeah, the recall of a full buy. Sour taste in their mouth.
Oh, crucial. That's the pick he's been looking for about 3 or 4 rounds in a row. MHL cancels the effect of it, but look at the lack of utility on the side of Ago here. They are running on bare minimums. A simple execution from Endpoint would leave them literally stranded in terms of what they can throw down for defenses. And if Endpoint win this one, there's a chance that they can push themselves up to 15 here in this map. But it is not over yet. They are going to be grouping up toward that B-bomb site. It is going to be an execution down what seems to be toward this B site. Again, it's one of those where they're testing the water, though, and Groovy, he is going to read this, will be aware of what is to come. Flash over the top now. Oscarish has been fully blind, actually, so there is a chance they can worm their way into this bomb site. Oh, this is beautiful. Surreal just walks his way up. They've not checked the back of Spool, but now there's Robin to do it. That's what they tried to do a couple of rounds ago, and now it succeeds. It has to be a save from Ago, or else it might just be the tournament lifeline on the line right now.
Yeah, it is really the tournament lifeline that they'll have to fight with. Luckily, they keep the op on MHL and 1 M4 on Fiku. That's pretty much, you know, that's the one thing that could be keeping them out of trouble for a little while longer. But as I say it, Endpoint, in the last dying breath of this round, of this map, they're able to achieve great success. And not only that, they make it in a row, which effectively destroys Ago's chance of making any sort of reattempts or rebuys or any sort of thing like that. Now, of course, I presume it's going to be a reforce. They don't really want to put this on 15 to Endpoint. They know where it's going to lead, right? But on the other side, it's like, you're at 12, you're so close. Do you really want to force and risk it all and lose on a force? Well, the answer seemingly will be yes. They will risk it all, they'll put it all on the side and say, let's see how we go now. This is all or nothing. You said it well, Kieran. It's all or nothing for Ago.
Ooh, MHL kept fully blind. We'll spot the first player cross. It's info, but it's a tag on the return. How do they not know of Thomas right now? They literally they heard him walk, and he gets 4. That's it. That's gone. It is done. Endpoint, they are about to take this series with the way they've just opened up that A site.
Bomb has been planted.
I don't really do. Is there anything more to say, really? Thomas
Yes,
and Ace.
yes, an ace. What is this?
Yeah, this is, you know, this is Endpoint at their best point. I would say their name should be not an endpoint, but the start point, as Thomas is literally ramping up the kills, just going around the map ham. Beautiful stuff. That's, you know, that's yeah. Just
Oh, look at the last round.
deserves a
as
clap.
well.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? That's what I was meaning to say. It's like, do you really want to risk it all? And you know,
Wow.
I don't know. It's yeah, cause for concern.
Yeah, seeming like this is unfortunately the dying embers of a long day of games for Ago. The first map seems to have somewhat shunted the energy out of them. It's the second now that is really starting to look a little painful. Beautiful from Surreal as he tags MHL. They will get at least a trade-off, but Thomas again to do great work. Catches onto Furlan at least with a little bit of a juicy spray. We'll swap the AWP out. There is a flank coming in from Groovy, but again, it's not particularly going to be that effective as of yet. Mighty Max, though, might get walked up on here. But no, the timing is beautiful. They realize now that most likely the B site is going to receive a rotate. They're actually just going to commit to it. Fair enough. Draft MHL into connector and most likely out toward that B bomb site, but it is Endpoint that will wrap back to B here. They have sold the ultimate fake of dreams with limited weaponry. What can they even do? It's probably even a better idea to stack at this point, but unfortunately, I think it is Endpoint on the side of Aggo that have or will be about to kick them out of the series as they walk into a free A bomb site. I think that might just start to draw the curtains here.
Well, thing is, the curtain call usually gets in at the last time or at the last second, and well, for Aggo, both coming from Pop. Give away the one, sell the other. I don't know. At this point, it's the only option. Oskarish, the man of the hour, the man that could be saving his teammates from certain defeat and certain elimination. We're about to find out how it goes. Oskarish finds the one. Let's see this, a one-on-one challenge. He had to fight against three. Now only the one man left. Crucial. He is on site, though. He will wiggle this, but Oskarish cannot get it. And there it is. Endpoint. 16-12.